With the introduction of the GP appointment data programme, which requires all appointment slot types to be matched to a standardised set of categories, there is a requirement for practices to undertake some appointment book housekeeping to ensure that the appointment slots are accurately reported on. Once you have archived your unused slots, as covered in the previous video, it is recommended that you check the details of all remaining active slots to ensure that they are configured correctly. This video will talk you through the steps required, and it is recommended that this task is completed before matching your slot types to the National Standard List of Categories in EMIS Web, which is covered in the next video. Remember, you have until March 2021 to complete this work. To check your appointment slot settings, go to Appointments Config, select the Slot Types option, and you will see a list of all the slot types currently active in your practice. You will need to work your way through the list of slots, selecting the slot and clicking Edit. The slot details screen will display, and the following items will need to be checked for each slot. First, whether the appointment slot is set as a bookable slot. By default, EMIS will set appointment slots as bookable, but it is important that only appointments that involve real-time patient interaction are set as bookable. This would include the following: patient face-to-face appointments, patient telephone appointments, patient video appointments, patient appointments via any instant messaging channel, home visits, and healthcare practitioner triage. Any appointment type that is not a patient interaction should have the tick removed from the bookable section. This serves two purposes. It prevents the slot from being booked in EMIS by mistake, and it also means that the data will not be counted in GPAD as an available appointment. All admin slots, for example meetings, admin time and catch-up time, should have the tick removed. It is worth noting that if you find an admin slot that doesn't have the tick removed and a patient has ever been booked in by mistake, then the slot type cannot be changed to non-bookable. In this scenario, it is recommended to delete the slot type and create a new one. The next section to be checked is the mode of appointment, which is displayed under the status type as shown here. Mode of appointment describes the method by which a patient interaction with a healthcare professional is planned to be or was carried out during an appointment. There are 4 options to select from: appointments, telephone, video conferencing, and visit. It is important to check the status type, as the default of appointments may have been selected for some appointment slots where it is not appropriate, which could result in over-reporting of face-to-face appointments and under-reporting of video consultations and telephone appointments. Where an individual appointment slot is being used for an appointment that could be conducted as face-to-face, telephone, or via video, there may be a requirement to create additional slot types to make clear the mode of contact. For example, a slot type of urgent or on the day could be separated into 2 slots, one for appointments where the patient is seen face-to-face and one for telephone, to allow the slots to be selected as required at the point of booking. It is good practice to include the mode of contact in the appointment slot name to help the user to select the correct slot type. Icons can also be applied for a visual representation, for example by placing a picture of a telephone next to a telephone appointment slot. Repeat this process for all slot types to ensure that they are all appropriately and accurately recorded. To prevent appointments remaining as booked where a patient is not presented for their appointment, it is recommended that practices configure EMIS Web to automatically mark an unattended appointment as a DNA. In the DNA management section of Appointments config, you can configure the DNA status so that an appointment is automatically marked as a DNA after a specific period of time, and an alert is displayed after a specific number of DNAs as shown. When editing your slot types, there is an option to select if that slot type should allow automatic DNAs. Please note that this option is only available for slots with a status of appointment. Automatic DNAs are not available for telephone, video, or visit slot types. You will need to check that all appropriate slot types have automatic DNA selected. For appointment slots with a status of telephone, video, or visit, it is important that the status of the appointment is updated in the appointment book to reflect if the call, visit, took place or not. The day-to-day management of the appointment book to ensure accurate reporting of appointment data for GPAD will be covered in a separate video.